Grandpa Shorts. This year, 2016, is the year that we all get together and we look at all the candidates that are coming together, and both parties, and sometimes three parties, sometimes four, but we choose the best candidate who we think we want to be president. Well, in the monopoly of government, we don't really get all that good choices. So, I'm an independent. I was as a teen and a young man, I was a Democrat, and years of being a Democrat, I saw the same stuff going on and the same bull that kept going on, and even though I was voting against it, and I wanted it to end, and I wanted less government, and I wanted a little bit more organization, less spending, people to get their their crap together and just quit being in debt so much, I decided when I was in my early 30s to jump ship, and I became a Republican. So I figured out, well, I'm more conservative than I once thought, so I became a Republican. Well, after about 8 years of being a Republican, I got real sick of the same stuff going on. It's just like the opposite. And watching Washington fight constantly on stupid things, and even though they act like they're fighting, it's like, you know, the WWF, how they get in there, these big wrestlers, gigantic guys, monsters, they get in there and they're throwing each other around and all this stuff. That's what I look when Congress, or that's how I see Congress in the House of Representatives when they do their collective bullshit. I'm sorry I used a bad word. But they toss each other around for show. And the reason why I say it's for show, because when they vote, and they vote for ridiculous bills that go through, it's all a show because you can see it in the voting records. And most of these voting records go towards big money. The reason why these people are in office is because big money put them there. It wasn't you. It wasn't me. It was big money that put them there. And that's just the way politics goes nowadays. But this year is a shocker. We've got some people in there like Donald Trump. We've got Carly Fiorina. We've got, and no matter how you think of these people, the reason why they're there is because of we're fed up. We're fed up with big money. We're fed up with big money doing the voting for us. Because if you look on how a person goes from beginning, saying that they're a candidate, to making the presidency, you'll see the first few steps is basically involving the people. Okay? That's it. Other than that, it's out of our hands after that. Because they got these things called delegates. And these delegates are pretty much just paid off people that nominate the party's elector. And most of the time it's not who we wanted in there. So they force that person down our throat, and we're pretty much committed to that person, or have to be committed to that person, even though it's not the one that we wanted. I mean, when Ross Perot ran, he shook up a lot of things back then because he's a multi-millionaire, but unfortunately he didn't get in. He could have, you know what, I bet you he would have done a huge, huge success in office. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? He never got elected, so we ate crow since then. And then we get George Bush, we get Barack Obama. I don't know. I have mixed feelings of George Bush. I know he's got a set of balls as big as Mount Everest, but he also listens to his daddy too much and bitch about, you know, things that's why I there's some things that I didn't agree with him on. But I gotta say, he didn't make America look weak, that's for sure. This president here, I'm in total shock. I mean, the first time around I voted for this young man because I thought, you know, if he's saying change, he's young, he's change, he was supported by a lot of people. Unfortunately, now we have the weakest country in the world. We got North Korea laughing at us, and North Korea is like, you know, the wicked stepchild that just couldn't make it in the world and living in mama's basement. That's what North Korea is, and they're laughing at us, and they think they have a good chance of, putting our necks into an arm wrestle match here, and that's what has happened. That's what our president has allowed happen, and that's what's going on today. But I'm not going to get into that as much as I'm going to get into this. When you vote and you think that your vote doesn't count, you need to stop, look at yourself, and say, you know what? Do I really count in this world? You do. You really do. When you go to work every day and you pay the taxes, you count in this world. So that's just the way it is. People that say they're not going to go vote drive me crazy. Because if you don't vote, you don't get heard. And that's just the plain and simple of it. Even, I've heard a lot of different people say this, but the last person who said it was Whoopi Goldberg. I'm sorry, I don't have my hearing aids, so I can't really hear what I'm saying. So I hope everything's coming out okay. But anyway, Whoopi Goldberg said it on The View here the other day about, if you go vote, just go vote. And if you don't like the people that are on the ballot, you can write in your names. Okay? You could write in somebody else's name. Let's just say Donald Trump and Hillary are the main liners. Okay? You're still going to get some names on there anyway, but you can write in your own name. Now, it has to be registered in there. Each one of these voting places have to register even those names. And if enough names keep coming up, it's going to shake up both parties. It's going to shake up all the parties and say, hey, you know what, we need to maneuver stuff around and get the right people in there. You don't realize how much damage you can do and how much shaking up you can do until you get out and do it. If you procrastinate on voting, that means you procrastinate on pretty much everything in your life. And if you don't procrastinate on everything in your life, then why aren't you out there voting? If you're 18 years old and older, you need to do the thing that is given to you for free. Voting. Don't say your vote doesn't count, because it really does. Because voting for a president is the only thing, it isn't the only thing that's on there. There's a laundry list of things. And if you want to learn about it, you could just read on all those things. You go to the internet, which is a fabulous tool about voting nowadays. You can learn so much more. So I encourage you to go out there and vote. Do what you've got to do. Take the few seconds and go out there and vote. It really does. It really makes a big difference. If you don't like the candidates, if you don't like the issues, write in your own. It's just as simple as that. And I agree with Whoopi Goldberg on that, and with lots of other people who have said it before her, that you have to vote. It's just the thing that you have to do. Just like going to the bathroom every day, you have to do it. Because you know what? We'll never ever get anywhere in this world if we keep sitting at home and complaining that big money is running the show. We could defeat big money because we have the numbers. We just need to get out there and do it. So if you want to beat big money and have them stop running your life, then get out there and vote and make that difference. You don't like the candidates? Write in your own candidate. If that candidate didn't make it onto the ballot, put that candidate on the ballot. There is empty slots on there. You will see when you go vote. So please, make it a point to go out there and vote. Don't sit at home and make excuses. Because when your voice is not heard, that's probably the most damaging thing as an American that can happen. Our voices should be heard. Not only here locally at home, but around the world. We are the world's leader in everything there is. So we should, as a leader, we should have our voices heard. So take that to the bank, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Get out there and vote. This is Grandpa Ken with Grandpa Shorts, and I'm out.